Hi, this is Tom Stone. We're doing a follow-up with Les Mason today to see how he's doing with the work we did for reducing the emotional stresses that contribute to or cause his high blood pressure. So we're going to see how he's doing and do a little follow-up here. Hey, Les, you're looking great. What's up?
Well, nothing's up apart from a lovely day. Yeah,
So,
no, it's all good.
so yeah, you're smiling a lot. That's good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's been, it's been a good couple of weeks. I mean, the first week I had a really, really hard week at work. So,
Ah,
so basically it was very tiring, very there, but all the way through. I mean, Rosemary, my wife, for those that don't know her, she's been saying that I've been a lot calmer and
ah.
less stressed and things like that. So yeah, and I definitely do feel a lot better.
Wow,
Um,
that's great.
yeah, no, and as you see from the results I sent you,
Yeah.
you know, there's been a couple of blips, and I don't know why they are in the heart rate, the blood pressure. They went up for no apparent reason,
Yeah.
but on the general trend is down. And I've taken it because I sent that to you yesterday, and I've taken another one this morning, and that's still on the general trend of now down. And as I looked on, if you look on the net, it's not much above what somebody of my age should be.
Yeah.
There's still apparently room for improvement, but then so I'm just above the top range of what is normal, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, yeah. When I was looking at the numbers, some of the most recent ones in the last few days looked like they were really coming down to, I mean, the higher number is systolic or diastolic. Which one? Do you know?
and I
I don't remember the names.
no, I've always told that the bigger number, the first number is to do with how you are now, but the lower one is the sort of the constant one at the back in
Ah,
the
more,
background.
more
Yeah,
general stable one.
the
Okay.
one that's harder to bring down. But if you see the figures, and as I said, there's a couple of blips in there that being a technology man and IT man, you want to know what happened on that day. As you've been saying, I've been taking notes of my food as
Uh-huh.
well to see if there
Okay.
was anything in that, and or what happened in the day. So I kept a small diary, on a
Excellent.
bit of paper, just scribbling down what I ate and things like that. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there didn't seem to be anything on those days, but obviously there was something, or it was just a blip in the machine or something. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, that's why it's good for us to take a whole bunch of them over time, so we can really,
yeah,
sort of factor those out in a way, or
yeah,
so if you look at the readings you had before we did the session, and the ones we had after, um, what would be great is if we could make some like an average or something. If
yeah,
there's average the ones from before and the ones from after. Can you, as an IT guy, you can figure
yeah,
that out?
yeah,
Yeah, if you could do something like that, and then keep taking them. Yeah, keep taking
yeah,
them. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
this is great. I'm very much encouraged and, quite frankly, not surprised. And it's also good. You have a whole new countenance about you. Your wife is right. There's some. We really got to some good stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. It's,
it just amazes me that the things that were coming out. Because as you said in the earlier thing, that I've worked with you for a long, a few years ago,
yeah.
and we went through sort of certain thing, and what really amazed me about the whole thing was that the stuff coming out was for so long ago,
Yeah.
and you almost feel that you've got rid of that, you've got over that. And I suppose it's like life. You say, oh well, yeah, that's so long ago, but it's most probably one of these things that are so ingrained that it tries to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. I actually had some very interesting insight about this, and I have even a graph chart about it on my article about the ACE study. You've heard me talk about the ACE study.
Yeah.
One of the things that they discovered in the ACE study, ACE means adverse childhood experiences, which basically means traumas from way back, like what we're talking about, right? So one of the things they discovered in the ACE study, which had over 17,000 participants, I mean, this is like statistically,
Brilliant.
people love that,
Yeah.
because it just means it's really highly statistically significant. First of all, they found out that there are far more of these traumatic experiences that people have had than they ever realized was the case. This was number one. Second thing they found is that, many things that people, when they have illnesses, physical illnesses, things like that, that over time, they will just self-heal. The body has its own healing capacity, and normally it just heals stuff. If you get a splinter in your finger, the body kind of pushes it out. If you get a cold, the body heats up, gets a fever, drives out the cold. It's like, if you get a cut, it gradually just heals itself. So many things self-heal. Well, what they discovered about these adverse childhood traumatic experiences, they don't self-heal. They still impact people like 50 years later in their life, because the median age or something, it was like in the 50s, the people who took this survey. Okay, so now, and they don't understand why they don't self-heal, but I understand it exactly. And the reason they don't self-heal is the core dynamic of resisting feeling things fully. It's the conditioning of when we're little, we get emotionally overwhelmed so many times, okay? And we develop the habit of suppressing the emotions rather than completing them or resolving them. And so we tend to then not finish them, we accumulate them, and we develop the very deep conditioning of automatically suppressing the emotions without even realizing we're doing it, because this conditioning happens pre-verbally. Okay? So what that means is that we don't heal them because nobody's ever showed us how to do that. And, I had the great good fortune of discovering this simple insight when I was, had to cure myself of PTSD after getting shot. You know that story. So the amazing thing is that we have to learn how to do the exact opposite of what we've been conditioned to do and habitually doing all our life. Okay. So once you learn to do that, it's possible to resolve many of these old traumas that we thought were gone, but they're only been sort of, shoved under the rug, but they're still under the rug. That's the problem, right? So they seem gone, but they're not gone. And these are the kinds of things that impact people's health, like blood pressure. It impacts, I've had 6 sessions with ladies with chronic pain now. I just had a follow-up with Suza Hari yesterday. She's one of those 6. Incredible. She had gone. Before we started the first session, her chronic pain was at an 8 on a scale of 10. When we had the follow-up yesterday, she said it was down to between 3 and 4. It was like more than 50%.
Oh, brilliant.
Now that was good. But I said, okay, well, let's get the rest of it. So we did a little more. Okay, normally I just talk a little bit for a few minutes, but we went and did a little more. By the end of the session, totally gone, like nothing.
Fantastic.
Absolutely incredible. And, I'm reading all this stuff on the internet about people suffering and struggling with chronic pain. They don't know what to do. This is the reason. It's because the ACEs don't self-heal. Okay? So now we have a major, major breakthrough for this whole field because we know how to heal the ACEs. And that's exactly what we've done with you. And that's exactly what you're going to want to continue to be able to do, right? And the best possible way to do that, you got my email about the Freedom Illusions program. This program is just so delighted and impressed with it. This gives access to being able to uncover on an ongoing daily basis, to uncover the hidden still in there traumas that are impacting your thinking and your decisions and your health and every aspect of your life. It's like a way to finally make that stuff that's unconscious, to make it conscious and become increasingly good at recognizing and resolving that stuff. I mean, this is going to become my absolutely, it is already becoming my lead program, the flagship program that everybody takes it first, you know. So anyway, I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about teaching this in Ireland too.
Yes.
This will be really fun. Looking forward to it. Have Rosemary get in touch with me. Let's start planning.
Yes. And basically, well, she wants to set up a Zoom meeting with you. So
fabulous.
I told her to, what we do is go on that link you sent me and go on to and find a slot that's free for you, for the pair of you.
Yeah. We'll just find a time and we'll set it up. That'll be great. Yeah. Terrific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, please do make like a kind of, do the math and get like an average from before and after. That'll be, and we'll make some kind of chart or graph of it, you know, so it's really easy for people to see. And then we'll keep going with it. And my sense is that my sense is that when we should get you into this freedom practice, Freedom from Illusions program, because that will give us a continuing downward numbers, because as we keep resolving more and more and more stuff. You know, the cool thing is I've got these 35 people in my presenter training program here in China who are doing this, and more and more and more, they're in their freedom practice reports, which is the little report that they make every day. They're describing situations where in the past they would have been really triggered and upset, and now it happens and they're just like completely calm, present, or they immediately catch themselves and resolve it, like just instantly, you know, and like they're really becoming truly emotionally competent. This is real emotional competence. This is redefining emotional competence. Yeah, that, you know, if you look it up on the internet, it's currently, I'll read it in the books about it. It's currently like learning how to manage the emotions with the intellect. That's okay. You know, people are benefiting from that, but this is head and shoulders above that. I mean, this is light years ahead of that, you know, so great. Well, you're looking great, man. It's really good to see you smiling, and your whole countenance is like so much more relaxed and present and happy. I'm just delighted to see that. That's really great. Wonderful.
There was an incident at work that would have usually sent me, you know, really either very, very internal and gone very quiet on them or something. And I suddenly went very quiet and people thought I was going to, you know, sort of really get annoyed. And I just turned around and says, my heart bleeds for them. And everybody just burst out laughing. And it was totally unles. You know, it was totally, usually I would have, you know, sort of gone off on one or give them some big long story or something I just turned around.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Go to the bottom, the root of it, and just go, you know, you know, sort of like thinking, you know, sort of, God bless them if they, you know, people make mistakes and people do things wrong. And
there you go.
There's no getting upset about it, you know.
Well, not if it doesn't trigger you.
No. And you know, I find myself every morning just before I get up, just after I've taken my blood pressure, just checking everything out and making sure that there's nothing sort of lurking around. Or
excellent.
Just
absolutely excellent.
And it's nice, you know.
You're already on to the beginning concepts of the freedom practice. This is great. Very, very good. Okay, Les, this is terrific. So, get yourself signed up for that program. This will be really good. And Rosemary too. I think, you know, with all the things going on, I think Rosie needs it as much as I. You know, with all the things she's carrying around with her, poor thing, dealing with me most of the time, you know. There you go. That's the worst of it, right?
I often say stress is like energy. You don't actually, it just moves on and changes, and you pass it on to other people. And I think Rosemary's a stress a stress beacon at the moment. She just takes everybody, all the kids, and my stress is on, you know.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
going to try and alleviate my ones off of her.
That's great.
That's the way to go. So, you know, everything. Well,
Wonderful.
boss, well
This
as
is
well.
all really good news. And
Yeah.
now I just need to get a bunch more people with HPP into this program so we can get, you know, some statistics of a bunch of people. So anybody else you know who needs this, just encourage them. You know, I'm going to do these as free demos for everybody, you know, because I want to just get the experiences just like yours, and I want to get the data, you know, and the blood pressure is so great because we can measure it so easily.
Yeah, and people that are in there and not in there, you know, in the head and the ego, not in here, are sort of, you know, if you showed them definite, you know, or you know, a table or anything like that, immediately they'll be able to go that way instead of that way. So and it will hit them. Yeah, I'll put that together, and you'll have it tomorrow.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Okay, terrific. So we'll just stay in touch, and
and definitely Rosie will contact you. If not, she's back. She's doing a course this weekend, so she'll be back tonight. So if it's not tomorrow,
tomorrow's fine. Tomorrow, next day is fine.
But we'll look at that thing, and we'll, you know, your list.
Fantastic.
Listen, boss.
Fabulous.
You are a genius.
Thanks so much.
You take care. Bye.
See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.